Hello and welcome to one of our parent tutorials about how you can support your children with their reading. My name's Miss Rolls and I'm one of our English teachers here at Admiral Lord Nelson School. And over the next 5 minutes, I will be going through some practical strategies that you can use at home when reading with your child. This also comes with a document that you can print out, which may help to have alongside you as you are reading with your child, with some key questions that I'm going to go through later in this presentation. So one of the most important things to do when reading with your child is to listen and to question them. And if you've attended any of our Zooms, we've gone through things like what books to suggest for your child. We've also talked a little bit about how to motivate your child when reading, including rewards. This is more about the strategies when you are actually sat reading with your child. And it is preferable to sit next to them so you can see the book too. This means that you can more easily direct questions based on the story and show your child that you are dedicating your time to listening to them. And it's a really nice moment that you can create there where you can spend time together, but it will also really benefit the progress that they're making with their reading. And it's really important that we have your support with this. So, the final slide here goes through some really important key questions that we as English teachers use ourselves when we are reading alongside a child. There are 3 different boxes, starting with the red box, recall, moving up to the orange box, understanding, and finally the green box, inferring or reading between the lines. These questions build up in difficulty and you would normally start with the questions in the red box. So I'll just read some of them out loud. They are all based around recall. You could ask your child, so what happened in the last chapter? What do I need to know about this character? How would you summarise the story so far? These are all about ensuring that your child has remembered key facts from the story that they have read so far. And what's really important is if they can't remember some of these facts, that you revisit them, because it's all about starting to get them into good habits when reading, ensuring that the pieces of information that they are reading in their novels go into their long-term memory. Once you have asked them a little bit about the book so far and asked them to recall different facts to you, you might then want to check some of their understanding. So as they are reading, pause them and ask them some of the orange questions. Well, what does it mean when it says this? And you might pick out a key word. For example, it might be a little bit of a difficult piece of vocabulary that you think might be quite challenging for your child. Ask them what it means. If they're not sure, absolutely go and grab a dictionary or a phone and look it up on Google. It's important to address misconceptions or difficult pieces of vocabulary. You might ask them, how would you say that in your own words? Getting them to almost rephrase a paragraph or a sentence in order to check that they have understood what has happened. But also, you might ask them specifically about a character. So what has the character just done there? This is going to really check that they are understanding what they're reading and it's not just going in one ear and out the other. And finally, you then would build up to the green questions. This is a skill that we do a lot of in English. It's called inferring. It's reading between the lines, making sure that they understand the sort of reasonings behind what a character's doing, for example, looking at different associations or hidden meanings within the text. So again, there are a couple of questions here that you might want to ask them. Pause them after they've read, let's say, a page and say, well, how does this character feel here? Why do they feel like that? Get them to create a theory and you can bounce ideas off each other. It's really good to get a discussion going around the green questions. What is the relationship like between, pick several characters within the story? Why do you think they said or did that? Again, it's asking them to create a reasoned hypothesis or a reasoned theory as to why a certain character has done something or a certain situation has happened in their book. The green questions are particularly challenging sometimes because we don't necessarily know the right answers. But as I said earlier, it is about getting discussion going, asking your child to have a think outside the box, use their imagination to create different theories as to why certain things are happening in their novel. Hopefully these questions have given you some practical things that you can take away and try out at home. Just as a reminder, we really would love your children to be reading for about 10 minutes every day. It is little and often that is really going to make a difference. Thank you very much for listening.